Hi folks, welcome to the preparedhomestead.com. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch another lovely day. Man, it's the weather, it's crazy, but I'm not complaining today. You know, we've gone from some really frigid cold temperatures, negative teens at night a couple of times, well, it's just beautiful. It's sunny. It's already starting to warm up. Yesterday it was like low 60, 61, 62, and probably going to get close to that again. Cannot complain for the end of January. I'm sure we will still have some winter left in us, but this is unusually warm and certainly nice. I want to say a real quick thanks to all of you that have been so gracious and generous in helping us with the fire station rebuild and what we're trying to do for the community with our emergency response team. We still got a long ways to go. We'll still need some more help. We've got some people here locally, pitching in to help. Some of you have offered services, materials, things like that, and then of course, just money. And I just want to thank you for that. It's wonderful. The area around here is very grateful for it. And just from my heart, I want to say thank you. It's a pleasure and a joy to be able to give back to the communities, and it's a good community. And I know a lot of you live in similar kind of places, and it's a good thing to be able to do that. So you are a part of it, and I want to thank you for that. Also wanted to mention for you gluten-free people, don't laugh. It's a lot of people, you got celiac disease. We've got a son that he has it, and so it's a real thing. But if you're gluten-free, there is some a special today. It's a one day only, just today. With My Patriot Supply, there'll be a link in the description below. You can get a 1 month food supply bucket of gluten-free food for $77. 1 month food for $77. That's a pretty good deal. So like I said, there'll be a link in the description below for that. Well, according to the current news, like as of this morning, when I woke up this morning at 5 and was drinking my coffee and perusing the latest trending news that's going on, that not a whole lot has really changed in the last 24 hours, it seems. I mean, it's the same stuff, right? There's nothing new. There's no new news, really. It's all the same stuff. The buildup in the Middle East is the United States going to directly attack Iran, or is it just going to be Syria or Iraq? There's a lot of hype to that and a lot of fear. Getting out there and stocking up, which you should be, because if for some reason we decided to attack Iran, if Biden did, it could cause a tidal wave of fear. Who knows? Maybe nothing will happen. Same thing with Texas. A lot of people are concerned and worried that there could be a civil war start. There could be the Fort Sumter of the next civil war. All kinds of stuff. People are traveling down there to be in that standoff between the state of Texas and the United States government, and it looks like it could go south very easily. Maybe not. We don't know. But with all this stuff going on, I saw this morning that UPS is laying off 12,000 workers. That's pretty significant. And because of the type of work that UPS does, I'd say that that's a good indicator of the slowing down of the economy if they need to cut back on workers because they have less business. We're watching businesses all over cutbacks. Banks are cutting back, shutting down branches, and more financial economic experts are making some pretty dark predictions for this year. None of it looks really good, right? We've talked about it just the other day. I said everything's chaotic and everything's a crisis right now, it seems. But I want to remind you, lest you forget, because most of you probably haven't, but just in case, that this is all part of the plan. It was, 2-3 years ago? I can't remember exactly when, that Klaus Schwab, the guy that runs the World Economic Forum, he said that the people are going to be angry. They're going to be angry. Something like that. That's a really poor, impersonation. I get it. But anyways, he said that people are going to be angry. They're going to lash out. They're not going to be happy with this plan. Things are going to get bad. Things are going to fall apart, and we have to be ready. And he wasn't talking about we, as in you and I. He was saying we to the other global elites. And we're seeing that happen. This year, just a week or two ago, the World Economic Forum met again in Davos. And this year's theme, among a few other things, the big theme was to win back the confidence of the people. And that sounds all great and rosy, but if you really read into what they were talking about, they were saying that folks like myself and Tucker Carlson, and I'm certainly not comparing myself to him, but folks like us that kind of are telling what's really going on, have kind of disrupted their plans. And so their goals this year were to take back, get control again, get themselves back into control by, showing the world that their plan, their Great Reset Agenda 2030 plan is the best plan. They hoped at this meeting to come up with some kind of plan, I guess, of their own, and who knows what that was because they don't tell us all the details. To kind of regain the confidence and to show the world that they need to be the one ruling it. I mean, I'm kind of mixing in a lot of my own words, but that really is what it was about. And then since then, we've got the Texas thing. We've got the whole Middle East crisis expanding rapidly. We've got the potential for a World War III in Europe because since then, many European countries are talking about how they're about ready to go to war. In fact, a poll just came out yesterday that something like about half of Germany believes that they're on the brink of world war with Russia. China, Taiwan, North Korea, South Korea, everything's just increasing since this Davos thing. And there's a lot of these things that are, like the Texas thing and now with Iran and the United States that seem to be just at the tipping point. Like it's not even a straw that's going to break the camel's back. It's a hair. It's very, very fine and fragile right now, right on the knife's edge. And it makes me wonder, is this part of their plan? Is this their strategy? Well, if you're trying to convince the world to comply with your, draconian, laws, your draconian ways of taking away people's rights, and believing in the World Economic Forum for your security, then creating a lot of chaos could easily do that. If you go around and you cause all these chaotic, crises to happen, then people might say, oh, well, yeah, we need someone to take care of us and protect us. And then, of course, that's where folks like the World Economic Forum and all the globalists step in and do their thing. So I just want to point out that it was just a couple of weeks ago that I was talking about this. And I was saying, based on what the Davos meeting was saying, that we should probably expect things to escalate. We should probably expect things to get worse, for new things to happen, for things to get a little bit more, scary. And, well, they have. So it makes me think that there might be someone in control of all this. That this isn't just a coincidence, folks. I know some of you still believe in those things, but, I stopped believing in coincidences and tooth fairies and Santa Claus a long time ago. This is a big orchestrated mess. It doesn't mean that what's going on in Texas or the Middle East or with the economy or stuff isn't real. It doesn't mean it's things that we shouldn't pay attention to or we should ignore, or, you shouldn't be in support of Texas, standing up to the Border Patrol and the federal government. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we need to see through all of this and recognize that it's not just happening because things are bad. It's happening because people in higher up positions that have the power to do so are controlling it and causing it to happen. Now, I can't prove that. I have no evidence whatsoever. I can't show you, some kind of little slideshow of here, this leads to here and here, and that's how we know it's true. I can't do that, but I'd say it's pretty safe to say. When you read their stuff, when you pay attention to what all of these globalists say and do, it's like a blueprint, really. And watching this kind of stuff happen, watching the world fall apart even more, watching just people, just human beings become more and more at odds with each other. You got to think that Well, it's all part of a plan. Now, of course, these globalists plan, they kind of think that they're the ones in charge and in control, and their plan is simply just a plan from the dark side. And I'm not talking about the, you know, the Sith Lord, whatever. I don't watch Star Wars, but you know what? I'm not talking about that dark side. I'm talking about Satan. I'm talking about the deceiver. That's who it's coming from. And in the end, he's even being deceived. He thinks he's in charge. He thinks that his plan is the one being done. But in the end, it's the Father's plan. It's the Creator. It's the Almighty God, Yahweh. That's whose plan is actually in place. And so when I see all this stuff happen, it may concern me. It may cause me to, kind of react in a way of getting myself a little bit more prepared, motivating me just a little bit more to do a little extra. But I stopped being afraid of it a long time ago, because we cannot live in a state of fear. Because if we do that, then it's also a sign of less faith, of losing faith in who is in control. And I know who's in control. I know who holds the future. I know who is the master planner and the master orchestrator. And because of that, I'm not worried about it. It doesn't mean we don't do anything. That's what a lot of people, they take that, what I just said, and they interpret it into, well, then we just sit back and do nothing because he's the boss and he's got it all in control. He also says that we're supposed to endure till he comes, that we're supposed to be ready. There's many references to that. And so that's why we continue to prepare. Not because we're afraid of things, but because we're told that we need to make it to the end as much as possible. And we see that there's a good chance we're getting close to that end. Maybe in the next few generations, maybe in this generation, that we are getting close to that end. And so that's why we're preparing. And even if we're far, far away from that end, I think we're very, very close to at least a collapse in the middle, so to speak. I think we're very close to another sort of reset of humanity, or reset of civilization, or at least reset of the current status quo and the current world order. And because of that, we need to take things serious. We need to be prepared. We need to be doing all the things that need to be done in our lives, and it's different for everyone, but getting those things ready, whether it's food and where you live and the people around you and the skills that you have, and just the mental awareness of what's going on, and the ability to handle the things that are changing so rapidly. Don't get caught off guard, and don't allow yourselves, your emotions really, to take control and to kind of fall apart. Because I see more and more of a lot of people doing that. They just say, I just can't handle it. It's too much. It's got me in this state of fear and panic, and I'm just not going to make it. And don't allow that kind of talk and that kind of thoughts to pop in your head. We can make it. And you can get through all this, and you can come out on the other side pretty good. If you prepare properly, and I mean that mentally, physically, and spiritually. Folks, you need to get your houses in order. This is not the time to be playing around. This is not a drill. This is the real thing. Get ready, get stocked up, get prepped up, and get prayed up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.